Welcome to Technology by Performex. I'm Ken Umansky, your host for our exploration of the world of technology today. I have with me Alexander DeRitter, the co-founder, CTO, and creator of Inc., an AI-powered suite of software tools that helps businesses dramatically increase their monthly organic traffic. He's a thought leader in both SEO and AI, and is widely respected for his innovation and vision. Welcome to the show today, Alexander, and I'm honored to have you with us.
Glad to be
here. You truly
here.
have revolutionized the SEO industry using AI.
Yeah, and look forward to elaborate on that a little bit more today.
Terrific. Well, let me set the scene for our conversation. Can you share your journey of how you created Inc., the world's first AI-powered content optimization software, and how you came up with the idea?
Yeah, so to go back in time when this all started, neural networks were becoming a thing, and I was working in machine learning, and I've always been into marketing as well. So I saw the potential of these technologies for classifying content quality, and as such, we said, Google will not be able to resist, using this technology to figure out how to make its search engine better, right? So, as such, Google ended up doing that. Now the question is then, of course, well, if that is true, how do we help businesses optimize for that fact, for that reality? And so this is where Inc. was born. Really, the idea that you could optimize exactly for what search engines were looking for.
Well, that's terrific. When did that happen? When did you start Inc.?
The inception was around 2015, and then in 2016, Google came out with this thing called RankBrain. So we made our company in 2016 and as an enterprise SEO agency, and we started working on the technology around the same time. First, of course, the manual process, and after that was proven, then we moved on to an automated version of it.
Okay. Talk a little bit how you've leveraged AI to optimize SEO marketing and social media.
Well, more in the SEO space than in the social media space, to be honest. But we have used some other AI products on the market that help with analyzing what people are looking for, that helps with scheduling, posting, we've seen a lot of potential in these products. Now, in the future, we believe that we'll also have tools and technology available for users that will want to do some of that, with our suite of products. And more specifically, today we have a ChatGPT plugin called Content.app, which helps businesses and individuals publish their content from ChatGPT directly into their social accounts. We started out by making it compatible with WordPress, but we are adding support for other platforms like Twitter, and soon we hope to also support other social media platforms on there. Overall, I think that the main inflection point around this is that AI has the capacity today to use tools, and it knows when to use a tool and what tool to use. And I think that's revolutionary, because if you think of the web as a collection of websites evolving into a collection of tools and skills, then all you need is an orchestrating AI that combines all of these tools to achieve the business goal that you're looking for.
Okay. Well, does that mean that Inc. has found a way to not only get people the ability to generate content, but then through Inc. you can get it ranked? Is that really part of the benefit?
Yeah. So Inc. as a parent organization is a a company that is at the forefront of content marketing and artificial intelligence, whereas Ink for All is a product suite that allows users to create high-ranking, relevant, optimized content. We've got multiple patents issued on inkforall.com, including semantic optimization technology, what basically means it knows how to optimize what is in the text so that it will be more relevant for search. And that in return helps your content be up to 5 times more likely to rank in Google on page 1. Then we have other initiatives under this Ink company umbrella. We've got SEO.app, which takes this incredible technology and puts it inside of a ChatGPT plugin. The potential for that, of course, is very exciting as well, because people who already love and use ChatGPT can now get the benefit of semantic optimization straight from inside their browser window, their chat window. Then we have a content app, which is another ChatGPT plugin, which helps you publish all that wonderful content you made with ChatGPT. And then finally, we are working on kind of the next evolution of building such integrations, which is a platform called Smith that will be very important in the future of our company, because Smith will enable us and our clients to create amazing automations in record time by using and leveraging the power of intelligent AI orchestrators that can combine and use all these tools for business automation purposes, including social media and content strategies, of course.
That's really a catchy name, Smith. Where'd you come up with that one?
Good.
What are the main challenges you faced while designing your AI solution? And then how'd you overcome those?
Well, in the early days, there were no like obvious frameworks like there are today. So we had to carefully and thoughtfully design every minute aspect of our AI, our testing, our testing frameworks included, our data sets. It really took a lot more time. Today, these toolkits are much more robust and evolved. So today, that process is a lot accelerated as such.
All right, thank you. Can you discuss a little bit about the unique AI technologies you've developed?
Yeah, so there's a lot, even today, there's a ton of opportunity in the context of sparse models as opposed to dense models. A lot of the AI models that people are familiar with and are using today are so-called dense models. And dense models have, tremendous knowledge density, but they're also more expensive to run. And so what we did is from the beginning is we created like all the GPTs and so forth are example of dense models. Created semantic embedding technology that was sparse, and we also created our technology in a way that it would align extremely well with what Google was looking for. And so, as experts in the field are aware, alignment is really challenging. It's one of the main AI challenges that companies face when developing AI. So we managed to align our embeddings really, really closely to what the Google search engine algorithms are looking for. And as such, we're able to achieve tremendous outcomes for web ranking.
Okay. So you're a tech entrepreneur and an AI subject expert. What are your thoughts on the ethical implications of using AI in business moving forward?
Ethical implication. I think that we have a social responsibility when we're using very powerful technologies. And so that comes in a variety of forms. That comes from that comes from using technology in a way that we respect user data. Disclose if we are scraping data or gathering data, we need to disclose how we got that data. If we train on certain data sets and there's bias in there, it's important to also be aware of that bias and do our best to mitigate that bias or disclose it at a minimum. And then I also think that how we use that AI in our work is important to consider. But for example, I'll just go to what my kid always likes to say. He loves Spider-Man, and there's this Spider-Man quote that he really likes, and it's "With great power comes great responsibility, Dad."
The philosophy of Spider-Man.
Right? Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, I think you're exactly right. Well, you've been in the AI field and you're an expert in it. Well, what do you see as the future of AI in terms of both content creation and optimization, or just overall?
Yeah, I can elaborate on that perhaps a little bit because it's something that very few people really know what's happening. First of all, the tools that people know, GPT, ChatGPT, ChatGPT-4, GPT-4, they are like child's play compared to what's coming down the pipeline. We think they're super advanced. They're really very basic. GPT-3 is really really came about when OpenAI managed to train on a very large data set and do some really amazing alignment work. But GPT-4 is a lot smarter than GPT-3, right? And so the way they achieve that is the way they achieve GPT-4 is basically by creating a mixture of models. See, if you create one super AI that knows everything, then it's difficult. Why? Well, it's difficult because it grows in size to a point where it becomes too expensive. And so what they need to do is keep these models small. But how do you keep your model small, but at the same time as being a legal expert, a health expert, a math expert, a writing expert? How do you do that if you need to always create better and better capabilities and keep the model small? It's really hard to do. So the solution to this is by using a mixture of models. One model who is better at math, one model who's better at language, one model who's better at XYZ. And when you use GPT-4, you're really using eight very well-tuned super GPT-3s that they're choosing at any time which one should give the best response for the user. And so if you abstract that concept, then you basically see a future of infinite models, because it is impossible for one single model to be economically effective and know everything, right? So the way we see the future here at Inc. is really that the future is the entire internet becomes and every website becomes a model or potentially a model, and there's an orchestrator who combines all of these entities together. And so what does that look like? Well, let's say that you are a company specializing in image recognition. Well, maybe that means that your site can be called upon by this orchestrator or AI assistant when it is time to create images or recognize images. And so another website can be all about legal. And so when it's time to have legal questions, it will call upon that model. And so every website on the internet, right, so to speak, is capable of contributing to this internet of AI. And so this is where we're going. Not just 8 models like GPT-4, but imagine infinite models. And that's really where the future lies. Then you have the core, we can call it the assistant or whatnot. You have that core initial model. So what are we talking about here? The orchestrator, the one that puts it all together. What does that look like? Well, today, GPT-4 is able to know when to use what tool. That's what allows it to be a mixture of models in the first place. That's what allows it to enable plugins. That's what allows it to create better results in different categories, such as better at math, better at coding, etc. Now, in the future, we're going to see innovations happen that are going to absolutely blow our minds. We cannot even begin to comprehend how powerful this next generation of AI is. DeepMind, which is owned by Google, owns an artificial intelligence research project called the Alpha series, and you may be familiar with AlphaGo that beat the world's best Go player, or AlphaFold, who predicted like 100 years worth of human research in protein folding for healthcare, or AlphaStar, who beat the world's champion StarCraft players. And I used to play StarCraft. It is a very hard game to play, very hard game to master. These Koreans are insanely good at that. And yeah, it's just to the point where you cannot, even in beginner mode, you cannot even hope to have a chance against players of that caliber. And so these alpha models have the capacity to out-strategize, outthink, outmaneuver the best humans on the planet. What happens when you combine such decision-making AIs with large language models like GPT? And what happens when you expand it from just the 8-way model that GPT-4 is to an internet of models, where infinite companies are individually using AI to each make their own unique skill better, exponentially better. And this orchestrator AI, this alpha style reasoning AI, can know what tools to use, when to use them, and knows how to reason, knows how to evaluate, look at its own work critically, and so forth. What you get is something entirely different than what you have today. So the future of AI is one where you have digital coworkers. It's one where SaaS companies become completely focused on their core competency and contribute to this internet of AI, this internet of skills. And that revolution, that change has already started.
Wow, that's very both interesting and scary. What role do you think AI is going to play in revolutionizing the way business is done in the future?
So today, to run a successful company, you need a lot of headcount. One person can definitely start doing something and do a great job at it. But let's go back in time 20 years or so. What really changed on the internet is that hosting became accessible, infrastructure, servers, browsers, computers, mobile devices, then later became accessible to everyone. It became easy to make a website. It made easy to make a blog. It made easy to make a shopping cart, right? But once upon a time, these things were hard to do. So the future of business is like, today business is hard to do. You need a great salesperson. You need a great CEO. You need a great technical person, maybe a wonderful designer. You need a quality assurance team that's stellar. And and then within marketing, I mean, today you will hire a LinkedIn expert as opposed to a social media expert, just because there's so much to know about LinkedIn. A person that's a LinkedIn expert may know nothing about Facebook marketing, but you want an expert on that platform because he's going to crush, or she will crush, all of the other people who are just casually generalists in that area, right? So creating a company is a lot of work. It requires a lot of different people. In the future, you will have AI coworkers that are going to be specialized in different things. You're not going to have a single AI who is specialized in everything. It's just not economically feasible, right? That's why, sometimes if you're tall, you're more prone to back pain, right? Everything comes at a trade-off,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
that's so true.
Right.
Yeah.
So the future of business is one where you can imagine the first thing you get is hyper capitalism, where everything just goes much faster. And then an increase in competition will then drive prices down until we get eventually into a post-scarcity society where everything is abundant.
Okay. So let me ask you the next question. You're in a pretty unique position. What advice would you give some aspiring tech entrepreneur on how to build and be innovative in the AI solutions of the future?
Unlike 3 years ago, you don't need to be an AI researcher to use AI anymore. The foundation models that you have available today, both in a raw form as well as the way that they're being integrated in every SaaS tool out there, basically make it that you can just leverage what's already out there in the market to do some real damage, so to speak. The difference in the current market is not whether or not you have a more powerful AI than your competition. I take exception with that statement for companies like Google, Amazon, and Microsoft, who will be fighting over the AI assistant war, who do need to have a moat and differentiation in their technology. With exception of those companies, for all the rest of us, it's merely a matter of using AI more effectively than your competition. It needs to be part of every level of your organization. So if you have a CMO but no chief of AI, you need to think about that. And if their focus is both on marketing and AI at the same time, maybe they don't have enough cycles to properly transform your business. AI is the next chapter in digital transformation. And the more you transform, the more efficient your organization will run. The more efficient means better margins, better service, better prices, being more competitive. And so this is going to be the pace for the future. Aspiring entrepreneurs need to know how to use the tools of the day. Simple analogy is that you can be a farmer with an ox and manually plow with help of the animal your field, versus someone who has access to industrial farming, tractors, and so forth. Who will outproduce the other? Before long, the one with the tools is going to end up making so much profit, it's going to buy up all the land, and you will become irrelevant, right? So this is happening right now in technology as well. If you do not know how to use a tractor in industrial farming, you're going to be stuck with your ox and somebody will buy you out. And so it's your job as an entrepreneur now to learn how to operate this fine machinery. It's going to make you more efficient, faster, better, more accurate in every way, transform and elevate what you have been doing thus far for you.
Well, let me ask one last question. For everybody listening, where can they find out more information about both Inc. and any of the topics we discussed today?
Yeah, I think the best way would be just to follow me on LinkedIn or Twitter. My name is Alexander de Ritter. My handle is ADRIDDER, AD Ritter. I frequently post about our work at both companies, and And you will also find links to our company on there. Our websites are inkforall.com, seo.app, content.app, and Smith with a Y.ai. So plenty of places to find me there, but one LinkedIn or Twitter account, Alexander de Ritter, where I post about all of it.
Alexander, thank you for joining us today. It's been an enlightening conversation, and will you come back soon? Because there's a lot more that we want to hear from you about AI and some of the trends in that world.
Anytime.
Thanks again. Next on technology, we'll be exploring IoT with one of the pioneers in that technology. I think you'll want to tune in to hear an in-depth discussion about how in the early days of IoT, he helped implement a very large home control company build their IoT solution. We're also going to discuss IoT is going in the future, and you're not going to want to miss it. You can find technology podcasts on Apple, Spotify, Google, and SoundCloud channels. And if you look for help with digital information, please consider Performix. So I hope to see you soon on our next technology podcast. And thank you for your time today.